Hello all, it's Ben here at Stafford Station in Gorge. Just an update video. Just give you an update of things I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Start with thanks for all the subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, then if you want to subscribe, thanks very much. Okay, so I'll start with this fence here. So I've put this fence in here. Again, this is end brass, but painted a different colour from the fence over there, by darker grey humbrel. And I've also gravelled this area here. So basically, this is, I think this is actually on the prototype. Actually, it's kind of JCB High Company, but I'm not sure what I'll do with it yet. But basically, that's what I've done so far. It's got that fence on. You might notice on the previous running video I did some static grass application in this area here, around number 5 signal box in this building. Unfortunately, number 5 signal box is no longer here, but I've decided to model it anyway. So yeah, that's the first update. And then on this side as well, I have updated this platform, I'd say a non-public access area here. So basically, let's give you a kind of bit of a closer up look at it. I've used weathering powders, and also darkened it. If you compare to the actual public area there, I've darkened it, and then I've also used some grass and glued it on, and the same with this. And obviously I've got the fence as well. The next thing I've done, you might notice in this shot, is I've done the legs to all the catenary. The catenary's legs are kind of hanging in the air a bit, so I've decided to do these little legs here. I've also tidied up the bases of the Catenary on non-platform areas there. So I'll just show you the legs of the Catenary there. So they're probably standing properly now, rather than just hanging like they were before. Let's go to this area. So they're done now, and I've also, you can notice I've painted the bottoms as well. So basically the feet I've done, if you look at the feet, I've done the feet there. And I've also sprayed some of the 147 on the Catenary as well. Back over to this, you might notice on the previous shot I put some catch pits in here as well. I get those off eBay. Basically they come as obviously as a kit. You can paint them blue as per the prototype. They've kind of got cardboard bases on, so they're on as well. So moving over to the right side of the track, I have done some work on this area here. So this is kind of like a disused platform area. So this here was causing problems. I had to level it and then just kind of make it, sort of merge it into that platform so it's now level. But I've done some weathering on this disuse. So I basically used rail match sleeper grind, but then I've used some Vallejo paint sprayed on top, kind of Vallejo brown colour. And then for the actual platform, like the other kind of non-public area platform, I've used weathering powders and some grass. Well, it's that kind of grass that you can glue down. So this area here I have actually done as well. I've done this building here. It's probably modelling ivy on the top of it, and then this very heavily wooded area here, and then some relay cabinets there, and I've also put the trunk in there as well, and then I've just weathered the bottom area of that as well. So that's that. And then sort of the container weathering part 2, I guess, is I have, for the rest of the Mega Fret flats, I have weathered. I mean, some are in different stages of, well, I say different to finish, but there's kind of different levels of weathering. Obviously this one's quite light, like a bit like the prototype. And again, like the previous update, I wiped the ends here as well. And on top of that, I've started doing some weathering of the containers themselves, especially these Malcolm ones that tend to be, I think they're quite old now, these, on the prototype. So what I've used is another Vallejo greyish brown paint, which I've sprayed over. So I sort of toned it down on the Asda one. The Tesco ones I've kind of left because they tend to be quite clean on the prototype, but you know, I might weather them a tiny bit later. But the Malcolm ones definitely. So, and then I've got the Asda one again there, quite heavily weathered. I've weathered some of the other containers in my fleet as well, but this is the main one. So this kind of Mega Fret, let's give you a shot of the whole lot. Mega Fret container train is pretty much weathered. So I'm going to do some more advanced weathering, like patching on, say, on the containers where they tend to patch the metal, and you get these kind of darker areas patched up. So I'll probably be doing some of that. But that's basically a Mega Fret train there. So that's that. Spell me, sorry. So basically, so I'll just give you a scan of the whole lot. So that's the new platform area there, and then this is the new fence at the front. Scan down there. Oh, that bit weathered there, and that bit there as well. So I'll just give you a brief update where when I take the next stages. So there's definitely a couple of buildings left on this side. There's the one here, there's the old Bagnall Works front, which was taken over by General Electric, and then it was just abandoned. I think it was just all the stuff was sent elsewhere to do all the rail stuff. So it's basically a ruin really when I looked at it in 2012, but I might just do that. It's more interesting than the housing estate that's there now. And then there's a modern building to put there, so that's to do. And then later on, what I want to do is move the back 3 inches probably back, because what I want to do is model the rest of Railway Street a bit further back, because I don't think this does it justice. So if I move that back, then this part of Railway Street will be further back. Now, I don't think that will involve that much disruption, because most of these buildings will just stay in the same position, but obviously I'll have to do some more thickening of this end one here when this moves back 3 inches. So I think it's for 3 inches. But then once I've bashed my head into the damn thing. I hate this bloody light. So once that's moved back as well, I can then model this car park area, which would be a lot better to model more solidly than doing a very just flat low relief thing here. So again, that will look more effective. That's huge car park that goes from there right to there. I think it deserves a kind of a more of a thicker back, sort of like go back a bit more. So yeah, so I'll do that sometime this year and start on that. So that's all really. Hope you enjoyed it. That's the latest update. Just thinking anything more to add really. No? Right. Well, I'll do a running session with all the updates plus the new containers sometime. Thanks very much. Cheers.